SCP-003 Object Class Eculid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-003 is to be maintained at a constant temperature of no less than 35 Fahrenheit, and ideally kept above 100 Fahrenheit. No living material or organisms of category IV or higher complexity may be allowed to come into contact with SCP-003. In the event of total power failure, if SCP-003-1 begins to increase its mass, assigned personnel must engage to skin contact with SCP-003-1. Ideally, personnel may use their body heat to return SCP-003-1 to above the critical temperature. However, skin contact must be maintained even in the event of SCP-003 reaching activation temperature, lasting a minimum until SCP-003-1 advances fully to its second growth stage. Personnel who enter SCP-003's containment area must first be examined for body parasites of category IV or higher complexity, and sterilized if such organisms are present. All personnel who have to come in physical contact with SCP-003-1 are to immediately report for sterilization afterwards. SCP-003-1 must not be removed from SCP-003-2 except in case of emergency procedures detailed above. Insufficient change in SCP-2's rune activity, including pattern, frequency, or color, should be reported within 3 hours of occurrence. Cessation of rune activity must be reported immediately. SCP-003 must be supplied with power via the source designated generator 003-IX at all times. Description: SCP-003 consists of two related components of separated origin, referred to as SCP-003-1 and SCP-003-2. SCP-003-1 appears to be composed of chitin, hair, and nails of unknown biologically similar to SCP-Blacked Out and SCP-Blacked Out, arranged in a configuration similar to that of a computer motherboard. Testing reveals SCP-001 predates earliest known circuit boards by a factor of thousands of years. SCP-001 is considered sentient but not actively dangerous except under certain conditions. SCP-003-1 was found on a stone tablet. SCP-003-2, on which it currently resides, the ruins on SCP-003-2 are not part of any known language and name it pale, flickering light patterns. SCP-003 is controlled by a non-biological internal computer, the contents of which are mostly insensible without risk of damaging SCP-003-2. SCP-003-2 is capable of controlled emissions of radiation, including heat, light, and anomalous radiation types. SCP-003-2 needs an internal power source of an anomalous nature, which appears to have been losing power ever since several centuries before discovery. It is considered probable that SCP-003-2 was created for the purpose of containing SCP-003-1. Partially interpreted data recovered from SCP-003-2 may refer to a past and or no future LK resurrection event caused by SCP-001. SCP-003 was located by a remote viewing team SRV-04 Beta. It appears possible that SRV-04 Beta was deliberately contacted by SCP-003-2. Other organizations have also been alerted to SCP-003's existence, possibly by similar means. Despite this activity, SCP-003-2 does not appear to be sentient, based on its lack of reaction to MO3 Gloria analysis and procedures. When SCP-3 drops below the temperature of 35 Celsius, both components react. First, SCP-003-1 enters a growth state, characterized by exponential increase in mass. This growth state consists of two stages. In both stages, SCP-003-1 forcibly fuels its growth by converting matter around it, joining with any surrounding inorganic material, including exponential events, then non-living organic material, including cells of dead skin, hair, keratin, enamel, keratin, and other biological elements. First stage is always the same. SCP-003-1 will first accrete its mass, then take a form similar shape in the ophride, Bill star, of 15 feet in diameter, including what appears to be a certain processor of 3 meters in diameter. It will form sensory organs that appear to scan its surroundings environment, and will partially convert the area around it to an unidentified anomalous substance. SCP-003-2 seems immune from the conversion. The second stage describes a growth alternation which occurs when SCP-003 comes into contact with living organic material. SCP-003 appears to template itself off of the organic material and will attempt communication with organisms that match its initial template or templates. In second stage, SCP-0031 may pause, slow, or change its growth, and will also convert inorganic or non-living organic elements into functionally similar structures while anomalously alternate their physical makeup. While growth is consistent in the first stage, in the second stage, SCP-0031's growth rate is diminished by 20 to 90%, so as long as SCP-0031 remains in contact with living organic material. The percentage is determined by the complexity of the organisms in contact with SCP-3001. SCP-3001 appears to devote a large amount of processing power to analysis of living organic material. During each of SCP-0031's growth rate, SCP-003-2 releases bursts of radiation that temporarily inhabit SCP-0031's growth, or reverse this growth, with the temperature of SCP-003-1 rises above 100 Celsius. So the radiation emissions have been replicated or recorded via another anomalous means. Addendum 00301, acting on information gathered from Linus's analysis of SCP-0032's runes and comparative data analysis. Richard's team, MO3 Gloria, has managed to establish a link between SCP-003 and data expunged for analysis of functions. SCP-0031 must now be considered sentient, and is now to be kept a minimum of 1 kilometer from data expunged, and the resulting byproduct at all times. Addendum 0032. SCP-0032's power loss has been exacerbated by the procedures performed by MO3 Gloria. On orders of 0510, MO3 Gloria will continue procedures. Addendum 00303. During MO3 Gloria procedures, SCP-0031 doubled its mass and began rapid structural growth. Temperature was ultimately returned to 100 Celsius. Growth and mass increase of SCP-0031 continue for 9 minutes and 6 seconds, at which time sustainable radiation spike was produced by SCP 0032. In response, SCP-0031 returned to its normal state in 3 minutes and 39 seconds. New growth dissolved into a dusty residue, which was collected for analysis. Both SCP-003 and 2 ceased all detectable activity. SCP-32 did not resume activity until connected to external power source. SCP-0032's runes glowed uniformly gray and did not resume normal activity for 3 hours. SCP-0032 no longer appears to be able to maintain containment area as a temperature above 35 Celsius without an external power supplied by generators 0033 through IX. Addendum 00304. The procedure detailed in Addendum 00303 was repeated, and SCP-31 again entered a growth state. After 10 minutes and 13 seconds, SCP-003-2 once again received a sustained radiation spike. SCP-0031's growth rate stopped for 36 seconds, then resumed at its previous pace. On depleting its mass, SCP-0031 formed a coherent outer shell and body. After appearing to scan its environment and partially converting its environment, SCP-0031 then breached containment, entering the observation gallery with 9 members of MO3 Gloria were present. On physical contact with the team members, SCP-0031 encompassed them in rapidly grown appendages and stopped growth for 15 minutes. SCP-0031 then resumed growth and re-emerged the component parts of the center of its form to the shape of a 3-meter-tall female humanoid with spherical tentacles, shifting to extrude primarily from SCP-0031's newly formed hair and spine. SCP-0031 then proceeded with memory vectorizations in an apparent initial attempt to communicate with researchers. Data expunged. Another individual approached the compromised containment area in the company of the full squad of agents. The individual claimed to be acting on orders of 0510, intended communication with SCP-0031. Data expunged. Following this incident, Agent Jackson of MO3 Gloria successfully restored power to SCP-003-2 and activated backup generators to return the temperature to 100 Celsius. SCP-003-1 returned to its normal state in 21 minutes and 7 seconds, and was successfully recontaminated without incident. All 9 members of MO3 Gloria, affected by SCP-0031, were afterwards found to be physically unharmed, with no residual effects besides physiological trauma. The converted materials of SCP-003's former containment area did not dissolve and are now under analysis. In light of the previous incident, 0510 was removed from the 05 Council by joint decision of 05, 05, and 05. MO3 Gloria procedures have been identified, suspended. Special access program MO3 Gloria required. Access granted. Display files. And we'll be right back. Just got our incident report. Report A21B Cycle 8 for demonstration to 05 Command and Staff. Interviewers: blacked out, and blacked out. Present: 052, 055, 057, 0510, and staff. Interviewed: Dr. Tilda David Moose, MO3 Gloria Leader. Expert 35A. She tried to talk to us. We all heard her voice in our heads, in a sort of half language you couldn't fully understand. Some sort of the others passed out immediately. I lasted a little longer, but it wasn't because of mental fortitude. It's just because She was trying to tell us some different things. She showed us Jones a replay of all the memories of anything Jones ever felt about. All over the course of a few minutes, she ripped 3 of the researchers apart and put them back together unharmed. She doesn't understand human emotion or pain. How very much about how we experience the world. Yes, I would say the containment procedures are necessary. Listen, she wants to remake the world into a paradise. Paradise filtered through her own alien understanding of paradise. But still, a paradise designed for us, for humanity. She would be happy to make a paradise for any sufficiently complex organism she comes across. First, anything with a complex enough mind to accept her, say a dog or a housefly. If she breaches again, we had to be there first. What would it be like? I don't know. She showed us images. Not quite images. I see them in my head, but they're not pictures. The thing I can imagine is what you're seeing in your closed eyes suddenly and tightly, but brighter and more complex. Then we just had some kind of metallic sounds associated with them. The whole effect felt like words of some kind. I believe she wanted to see us, see what we could understand, so she could understand us. She didn't have time to finish analyzing us. I don't know what would have happened if she did. That was the tape record of the Special Access Program MO3 Gloria. Alright. That's story number 2 down, everyone. I'm enjoying this very much. Oh, oops. SCP-003, otherwise known as the Biological Motherboard. And end.